This is Pre-Calculus 30, Chapter 4.3, and we're looking at the homework for this section. Particularly, we're looking here at practice question number 1. I'm going to do E as an example. So you can see here cosecant of 210 degrees, and it's asking us what's the exact value for each trigonometric ratio. So let's begin. So it's asking us about cosecant of 210 degrees, okay? And we want to try and figure this out. So refer to page 192 for more details of what I'm talking about. It gives us all the different trigonometric ratios there. And one of the things we're going to be looking at is that cosecant theta is equal to 1 over sine theta. Okay? So that's what cosecant means. It's 1 over sine theta. And sine theta, remember, if we're dealing with sine theta, is equal to y over r. So that's going to be y over r. And if you're dealing with a unit circle, such as we show drawn here, r is 1. So sine theta simply becomes y. So if we go back to cosecant theta, which is what we're asked, therefore, following this logic, cosecant theta will simply just be 1 over y. Okay, so now we need to find what is that going to be. So hopefully you remember that the angle all the way to here is 180 degrees, and all the way around to this arm is 270 degrees. So if I'm talking 210, we're somewhere in here. Okay, so this would be the triangle that we're discussing. So it has some kind of right triangle. This is the point I'm asking for, and we're dealing with 210 degrees all the way around to here. So we want to know what's that going to be. So if this is 210 degrees all the way around to there, I need to figure out what would be this theta here. Let's call this theta 2, okay? So when I'm trying to figure that out, I know that 210 degrees gives me this one here, and that whatever this new angle is going to be 180 degrees, right? Because this whole line here was 180 degrees. So it'll be 180 degrees plus this angle here to give me 210, right? I don't know what that is, whatever this angle is. So the way we can express that is it's going to be 210 degrees minus 180 degrees equals what I'm going to call theta 2. Sometimes they'll use different Greek letters. Some people find that confusing. So I'm just going to call that theta 2, right? It's the second one that I'm working with. You'll notice I switched to green. So 210 degrees minus 180 degrees, theta 2 is simply going to be 30 degrees. Right? So that's going to be 30 degrees. Now, 30 degrees is one of those triangles that we should know. If you refer back to page, I believe it's 182. Oh, sorry, no, page 186. It talks about the different triangles and what their different values are. So 30 degrees, hopefully we're starting to memorize these. 30 degrees is pi over 6, and the coordinates for that is root 3 over 2 comma 1 half, right? So that's what pi over 6 would be if it was 30 degrees. So remember, I'm just talking about this chunk of the graph here now. So what that means, the reason this is important to have that distinction, note that, let's switch to black so we can distinguish. This is an x-coordinate, and that's a y-coordinate, okay? Now that would mean, that would be referring to a triangle that's over here, right? This here, that coordinate would be a positive x, positive y. But keep in mind, I'm working over here where it's a negative x, negative y, so both of these I have to change to negatives. Right? So when I'm actually working on this, this is going to be negative. Right? So this coordinate here, right, the way to give that coordinate is negative root 3 over 2, comma negative 1 half. That's how that's going to work out. So now let's go take a look at how this will go. So cosecant of 210 degrees, what is this going to be? Well, let's okay, it won't let me do that. Okay, we'll just try to fit this in this room. So cosecant of 210 degrees is going to be, as we already found, 1 over y. So we need to figure out what this is. So cosecant of 210 degrees is going to be my y-coordinate. So this is my y-coordinate. So it's going to be 1 over negative 1/2. Now, 1 over a fraction is, this creates it a reciprocal, so all we do is we flip this, so it's going to become negative 2 over 1, or what we can say is that cosecant of 210 degrees is equal to negative 2. This is in, whoops, here we go. This is in the third quadrant, so that makes sense. So cosecant of 210 degrees is negative 2. So that's how we solve question 1E from the book, and hopefully that will clear up how to do those other questions. So take a look at the rest. You have to do questions 1A through D. If you have any issues with that, refer to this as an example, and other than that, we'll address any other further questions in class. Hope you found that helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.